Hey guys, thanks for joining me. So it has been so long since I have filmed an update to my journey with multiple sclerosis. I think the last video I had, I've put up, was back in September. So it is definitely time for me to post an update. And there's a bunch of stuff going on and things have transpired and changed. So I thought, what not more of a perfect time than now. So if you're interested to see where I am in my latest journey with multiple sclerosis, stay tuned. Okay, fair warning, I have the door open so the dog is going in and out. And some of you, I think, that have watched these other videos have noticed that we had two dogs, and our other Boston Terrier, we had to put him to sleep. So, and he was my baby, he was my heart, and it kills me to talk about it and think about it, so I won't. But so now we just have one, and so she's kind of running back in and out of the room if you hear her. But anyway, so I think the last update I gave you was back in September. I had talked about how from like February to June or July I'd lost my vision and had come back, and then August the vision went away again. So September, I think, was the last video, and I still had lost the vision. So my vision went away in August of 14 and returned about mid-November of this year, like right around Thanksgiving. So from about November, after Thanksgiving, through the holidays, things were back to normal, which is the case with multiple sclerosis. With RRMS, remitting relapsing, is you have periods where you're great, and then you have periods where you're in a relapse or flare-up. So during that time period, during being healthy, or like in November when my vision returned, met with my neurologist, and I decided actually, and he kind of decided to go along with it, that I was going to go off the Copaxone completely. I'd gone from the 7-day or 7 times a week injection to the 3 times a week injection, and I just decided I didn't want to do any of that, which is, I know, very faux pas when it comes to multiple sclerosis, like not being on medication. But my reasoning was, from 2010 to 2013, I'd had 2 flare-ups, major flare-ups, and wasn't on medication. And from 2013, from starting to 2014, I'd had vision problems and lost vision 2 times and just had all kinds of other symptoms. I was sicker on the medication than I was off. So I wanted to get off of it and try med-free and just see what that route took me. I guess I should back up just a little. Before my vision returned, so back in October, I started experiencing these extremely sharp pains in my head, like in this region here, and the best way I can describe it, it was like an ice pick. Someone taking an ice pick and just driving it into my head, and it was so unbearable. I can't even describe the pain I was in. Got so bad, like I had to talk to my doctor, so he prescribed me gabapentin, which is an anti-seizure medication, but what it does is it tends to calm the nerves. So that worked out first. I started to get some relief from the stabbing pain sensation. The relief lasted about 2.5 weeks, and then it went away. Like, the medicine quit working when I say it went away. So the pains were coming back, and it was just unbearable. So my doctor prescribed something stronger. He prescribed Lyrica. Lyrica is a very strong medication, and my insurance did actually not approve it. So I was desperate for some help here. So the pharmacy gave me like 3 pills to get me through the weekend. I took the 3 pills, and I really don't even remember much of that weekend. It just made me sleep. I was so tired, but the pain was gone. And it was almost just like God knew that this wasn't going to work out, because my insurance didn't approve it. They weren't going to approve it for a treatment for multiple sclerosis, so I wasn't going to be able to take them and was going to have to depend on the gabapentin, which wasn't working. And it was so weird. After that weekend, I just rested all weekend long, and that Monday the pain was gone, which I was very thankful for, because I was worried, like, what was I going to do if the gabapentin didn't work and I can't take Lyrica? So anyways, that was October. November, my eyesight came back. Where am I today? So the doctor and I decided not to continue with meds, and he said, you know, if we're not going to do meds, I want to know what your plan is. What is your plan to stay healthy? So I already take a ton of vitamins every day. I take about 30 vitamins a day. It's a lot. I had recently started yoga with a friend, which is really great for my stress level. Stress is a big factor for me with my MS, so I've decided I wanted to take up yoga, and that was helping. It also helps build my strength and helps my balance, which is really important. So vitamins, yoga, I've started using essential oils for everything, not just my MS, but for everything. Stress relief, sleeping better, just helping me internally, digestion issues, immunity issues. So started incorporating essential oils into my life, and I told him all this, and he said, you know what, it can't hurt, so go ahead and try it. Let's see how long you stay healthy. If you have a flare-up, we'll treat it with steroids and go from there. So again, this was back in November. So up until last Sunday, a week from today, so the 24th, 23rd, I don't know, last Sunday. Today's the 29th, it's 22nd. Everything was fine up until Sunday morning. I started to have some blurriness in my vision, and by Monday afternoon, I was blind again in my eye. So I am again completely blind in my right eye. I can't see hardly anything. I can see that there's a window in front of me. I could tell that there's light, but that's really it. So again, I'm blind for the third time in my right eye. Sunday and Monday, I was really discouraged just because I've had 3 months where I've been extremely healthy. The dog is barking, sorry. Okay, I had to shut the door because she was barking like crazy. So as I was saying, I had about from November to March, the end of March, you know, I was completely healthy. My energy levels were up. I was feeling really great. I was alert. No problems. I felt back to normal, so I was really excited, and now I'm back to the vision problems, being blind in the right eye. And so Monday and Tuesday of this past week has been pretty down. I just was like, I don't want to go through this again. I hate having to depend on people to drive me places, my husband to help me go grocery shopping, and just, I can't even do my eye makeup hardly. I mean, I can't see, so it's very difficult. And I don't know, mentally it was a little bit much. I didn't want to have to deal with all this again so soon. But then I just started thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? Put your big girl panties on, Jessica, and deal with it. I mean, I feel great still. I'm able to walk. I'm able to move around. I'm healthy. I just can't see. And some people have it so much worse than I do. So you know what? You can't see. Deal with it. You've still got one working eye. You know, deal with it. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm dealing with it. And actually, it's really not that bad. I guess because I've been going through the blindness so much in the past year, my mind has actually acclimated to only having one eye. And I don't even really notice it that much that I've lost my vision. It's not unless it's like the middle of the night and I get up to go to the bathroom that it takes me a little bit to orient myself, or I can't really drive. It's probably not the safest thing for me to be doing. So I'm not driving, and my spatial awareness is a little off. So going into the spatial awareness, because I'm blind, like I have a blind spot over here, I'm bumping into things and I'm running into people. Like I was at the grocery store the other day with my husband and I just ran into this random person. But Thursday night, I was walking in between our bathroom and bedroom, and I slammed my foot into the door frame, and it was excruciating. And I looked down, and my pinky toe is pointing this way rather than straight. So we went to the emergency room, and in fact, I broke my toe. I broke my toe and kind of like fractured the bone down the side of my foot. So not only am I blind in right eye, I can barely walk because I broke my toe. I have this lovely boot I have to wear off and on for 4 to 6 weeks. So that's lovely. So where I am like right now, besides not being able to see, I've talked to my neurologist, and it looks like this coming week we'll be starting another round of IV steroids. The IV steroids help, one, I'm hoping help shorten the length that the blindness occurs, and two, I'm hoping that it will help reduce any permanent damage in my eye. So I've said this before many times. When you think of people with multiple sclerosis, you see people who are in wheelchairs or in walkers, and you think of people like that have a limp or they walk with a cane. I don't have any of those issues. All of my multiple sclerosis issues are from my neck up. So I'm always losing my vision, my speech slurs, I get numbness and tingling in my face. So a lot of the people that you've seen in wheelchairs have progressed to the point where those nerves that connect their, tell their brain to walk are no longer working. So in theory, because mine is all in my head, at some point those nerves are going to tell my brain and my eye, like, stop seeing. So I'm more apt to lose my vision permanently than I am to be in a wheelchair. And being blind terrifies me. I'm claustrophobic, so that's one thing. But two, just the loss of sight, that really, really frightens me. So the steroids hopefully will help alleviate any permanent damage, or at least push that permanent damage further down the road. So I will be starting that. Typically I do 4 days, and they do my infusions over 2 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely despise steroids. I gain so much water weight, especially in my face and my knees. My heart rate goes through the roof. I'm irritable. Most people experience a rush of just energy and feeling great when they're on steroids. Not me. All I want to do is sleep and just rest because I feel so awful. By Friday, I'm usually my steroids are Tuesday through Friday. Usually by Friday I'm spent. I am emotionally and physically just worn out, and all I do over the weekend is sleep. So I will ask for your prayers and your positive thoughts as I go through this week. This is my most dreaded part of having MS. I know that sounds horrible because there's a lot of people who are in wheelchairs and they're having it so much worse than I am. But going through steroids I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So that is what I'm going to be doing this coming week. Not sure what we're going to be doing about medicine. I'm still not on medicine. I did just have my MRI. So he'll kind of review my MRI and see if there's any progression from last year. I am not a doctor. My husband is not a doctor, but we compared last year's MRI films to this year's, and it doesn't really look like there's much change, and that's a really, really good thing. But again, I'm not a doctor and I can't read MRIs, so I'm not sure if there is any change or not. So I'm still waiting to hear back from him on that. So that's the latest on my journey with MS. I'm alive and kicking, and I'm relatively in a great mood despite all of this. I've said it a million times, a great support team, support system. I have a fabulous doctor who really knows what he's doing and is trying to help me stay well. I have an amazing group of coworkers who are friends that are very supportive when I'm at work. I have a fabulous husband, I have mentioned this before, he's my caretaker and my rock and my best friend, and he keeps me laughing and he keeps my head on straight and level-headed, and he's like, you got this, it's just your vision, you've just lost your eye. I mean, you could still walk and talk and smile and have a good time, and he's absolutely right. So that's kind of the latest on where I am. I think I'm going to start posting more regular updates on my MS because I have so many people asking me, and there's other people out there who are dealing with MS who are frightening, or who are scared or frightened, which I'm not going to lie, it's a scary disease, and just by talking about it helps me feel better, but it might also help other people. So anyways, that is the latest. I'm rambling now. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.